Good morning, everyone. We are from Group 7. We would like to discuss about syntax. Let me introduce myself first. My name is PUTRI ALFANI, and my last student number is 092. So let me explain the definition of syntax. Syntax is derived from the Greek elements. Syn means together, and text means arranging. Syntax is a level of grammar that specifically refers to the arrangement of words in the structures of phrases, clauses, and sentences. Syntactic rules are subconscious rules, which means, first, people apply the rules of their language automatically, without noticing they're doing anything special. Second, using the syntax of language is obligatory. Syntactic construction. First, types of syntactic rules. A sentence begins as a mental construction job, which means sentences are built on the basis of rules of combination. The units being combined are called constituents. In traditional approach to a grammar, a sentence must have at least two constituents. A subject is a topic about sentences, and predicate, comment made about the topic. Let's take a look at the example. The student looked at a painting. The student here is a subject, and looked at the painting is a predicate. Modern analysis. In modern analysis, the predicate as an element that helps to relate each element to complete the meaning of the predicate. Let's take a look at the example. The student looked at a painting. Looked here is the predicate, and the expressions the student and at a painting are called arguments. Arguments are necessary to complete predicate. An adjunct are optional element and not really essential to complete predicate. Let's take a look at the example. The art student looked at a very beautiful painting. Art, very, and beautiful are considered as adjuncts.
Hello, my name is BONDAN PEMBAYUN with the number 096. Here I will explain about types of sentences and clauses. Depending on how many subjects and how many predicates, sentences can be divided into many categories. There is simple sentences, compound sentences, complex sentences, and compound complex sentences. Next. Type of sentences. Simple sentences are sentences that only have one subject and predicate. Example, I want to eat a cake. Next, compound sentences are two simple sentences that are connected by a conjunction or a semicolon. Example, the dog and cat ran away. And we studied all day for the test. Now it is time to rest. A complex sentence are a sentence that contains a simple sentence and one or more dependent clause. Example, although it is tempting, I will not be going to Las Vegas. Compound complex sentences are sentences that have two or more independent clauses and have at least one dependent clause. Example, when the teacher assigned the reading for the exam, many students were stunned, but they agreed to study. Next, type of clause. In a compound sentence, there is independent clause and dependent clause. Independent clause is a clause that can stand alone, while a dependent clause can stand alone without an independent clause. The terms simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence, and compound complex sentence refer to the grammatical construction of a sentence. Sentence can also be classified on the basis of their meaning, purpose, or function, or voice. An example of it is declarative sentences, interrogative sentences, imperative sentences, exclamatory sentences, and active or passive voice. Next.
Hello, my name is Citta SALSABILLA, with real student number is 094, and I will explain about phrases. A phrase is any constituent of a clause, so we speak of noun phrases, verb phrases, adjective phrases, adverb phrases, and prepositional phrases. A phrase may be a string of words or just one word. The head of a phrase is the word that determines the syntactic or phrasal category of that phrase, whether the phrase function as a noun phrase, verb phrase, prepositional phrase, and so on. The head of a noun phrase is a noun, the head of a verb phrase is a verb, and the head of a prepositional phrase is a preposition. Next. Noun phrases. Among other functions, a noun phrase can function in a sentence as the subject, direct object, and indirect object. A noun phrase could be a single noun or pronoun or a variety of longer forms. For example, Julian mailed a letter. Julian is a noun phrase and the subject of the sentence. A letter is also a noun phrase and the direct object. For another example, he gave the card to me. He is a noun phrase, as is me and the card. Me is an indirect object. The card is a direct object. Noun phrases can be abbreviated as NP. A noun might be preceded by an adjective or adjective phrase. The adjective phrase might include an adverb or a subtype of adjective called a determiner that can be abbreviated as that.
Hello, my name is DWINANTO with the last 3 digits of my student number is 091. And now I'm going to explain about verb phrases. Sentence is abbreviated as S. All English sentences contain a noun phrase or NP and a verb phrase or VP. That is, an English sentence is minimally as follows: S, MP plus VP. Intransitive verbs can form a verb phrase by themselves. In a simple sentence, fish swim. Swim is a verb phrase composed of just a verb with VP, V. Verb phrases often include a noun phrase. Verbs that combine with a noun phrase are called transitive verbs. In the sentence, Mary ate the hamburger. Ate the hamburger is the verb phrase. It can be written as VP to V and P. The hamburger is a noun phrase within the verb phrase. Next. Other important phrasal categories are adjective phrases, adverb phrases, and prepositional phrases. Adjective phrases are headed by an adjective but might also include adjective modifiers. Adjective phrases in turn modify nouns. Adverb phrases are headed by an adverb and might also include other adverbs and an adjective phrase or phrases. Adverb phrases modify verbs in the following ways: frequency, duration, time, manner, and purpose. Prepositional phrases are headed by a preposition and include a noun phrase. Both adjective and adverb phrases can use prepositions.
My name is LOWINA and my 3 last student number is 093. Labeling the constituents of a sentence. The words, the smallest constituents of a sentence are the morphemes that make it up. morphemes make up words. Each word can be labeled as to its part of speech or the subtype of its part of speech, or lexical category. For example, the art student will look at a very beautiful painting. D as determiner, art is adjective, student is noun, will is auxiliary, look is verb. At this preposition, A is determiner, very is adverb, beautiful is adjective, and painting is noun. Next. A lexicon for a specific language is a list of all morphemes that are used in that language to form words. The lexicon specifies whether it's lexical entry, its morpheme in lexical, it's a prefix, suffix, or root. If it is a root, then the lexical category is also included. Any co-occurrence restriction are also mentioned by labeling each root as to the subtype of the category, such as whether a verb is transitive or intransitive. For example, the boy threw. This sentence is ungrammatical because threw must co-occur with an object as it. So the correct one is the boy threw the ball. Next. Labeling phrases. A phrase can be labeled as a noun phrase, verb phrase, adjective phrase, adverb phrase, prepositional phrase, and other. The phrase constitutes structure with each word's labels and can be represented in a tree diagram. A tree diagram that specifies the function of each constituent. It's called a phrase marker or a phrase structure tree. Next. Each point in the tree diagram in which branching occurs is called a node. The diagram in figure 5.1 and the tree diagram in figure 5.2 represent the hierarchical structure of language. There is one constituent is often a constituent of a higher level of its dominant constituent. And all these constituents are part of the highest level or most dominant constituent, the sentence itself. In the first chapter, an English sentence must contain a NP and a FP. In traditional grammars, auxiliaries are seen simply as part of the verb. Most contemporary syntacticians see auxiliaries as one of the heads of a sentence. Auxiliaries are seen as a separate mental constructs. The auxiliaries say something about the time frame of the action or state of the subject. Noun phrase, for instance, the auxiliary will indicate future tense. Next.
That's all for our discussion today. Thank you for your attention and hope to see you again soon in other discussion in the future. Thank you and have a good day.